if I wanted a game.
You can't have women in a football team.
Says who? I'd probably give you lot a run for your money.
It's a man's game.
Yeah, how'd you get in the team?
Volunteered.
Well, I suppose it's in a good cause.
Playing a bunch of crackheads and thieves from Camley Youth. It's not a good cause, it's a recipe for disaster.
They're not all offenders, Steve. It's open to decent kids as well who've never been in trouble.
Not yet. The company they'll be keeping down there won't be long.
There's a few lads kicking a ball around.
Tell you what, the ball's going to be the last thing they're going to want to kick around. Kids are probably in the workshop now, sharpening their studs in their boots. Whose bright idea was this match, anyway?
Conway's, I think.
That's the trouble with the top brass, you know. They're great at theory, but when it comes to putting it into practice, they haven't got a clue.
They must have had enough practice by now.
Well, they wouldn't recognise a juvenile delinquent if one of them threw a breakthroughs, wouldn't they? Might catch you second half, though. You gonna go?
Yeah, we'll finish this mediation thing in time.
Yeah, who roped you into that?
Pam McFadden, one of the leading lights on the local mediation scheme.
I've just seen her with Conway.
Come in. Can I get you tea, coffee?
Coffee, thank you.
You haven't been here before, have you?
Nah, not that I ever tried.
Oh, yes, you've spoken to Mr. Brownlow.
Not with much success. I think he saw mediation as a soft option and me as a do-gooder.
Well, you've heard the expression, you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah.
Well, that's particularly true of certain senior police officers. Only they're not so much horses as mules.
Pretty strong indictment of your colleagues, Mr. Conway.
I just want you to know that I understand what you're up against and that I am open to new ideas. Sugar?
No, thank you.
Hi, George. Hope you're in training, mate. You know, these lads have got a few years on ours.
Yeah, tell me about it. Has somebody been messing around with a team sheet? Only Sergeant Boyden's name's been crossed off it.
That was Mr. Monroe. Yeah, Sergeant Boyden's in court this afternoon.
Oh, terrific. He was supposed to be in goal. Right, better have a word with Monroe.
Well, you don't have to, George.
Well, we haven't got another keeper, Reg.
Well, as it happens, Mr. Monroe's already asked me to step in.
What? But I thought you had a bad back or something.
Yeah, well, the honour of St. Neil's at stake, isn't it?
I'm sure you'll make all the difference, Reg.
I am so fed up with hearing about this football match.
You're not coming along to lend us your support then, June?
What, I missed the opportunity of watching you lot running about on the pitch in shorts?
It's the only thing that makes football worth watching, looking at the players' bums.
Thought you'd like to see this. List of the kids you're going to play against this afternoon, courtesy of Mr. Conway.
Anyone we know, Sarge?
I think there's one or two names that ring a bell.
Steve Gardner.
You're joking. Last time I saw Steve Gardner, he was trying to smash me over the head with a bit of 4x2.
Now's your chance to get your own back.
No, this is one of Mr. Conway's PR initiatives. He wouldn't appreciate you turning it into an opportunity to settle old scores.
Sorry, Sarge.
Might be one or two of these kids that you'll meet again one day, out in the streets.
He's right, you know. As soon as they finish this scheme, they'll be back out there, up to their old tricks.
Which means we can't afford to let the toe rags get one over on us. We've got to win this game.
Ian King?
Used to supply crack cocaine on the Jasmine Allen.
Yeah, right, Paul. But him and Steve Gardner are on the same team. I mean, they're rival dealers. They're bitter enemies on the outside.
Probably called a temporary ceasefire in the face of a common enemy. Us.
I thought this was supposed to be a friendly game of football.
I hope somebody's told Steve Loxton that.
Hope someone's told these kids more like.
You don't actually let them drive these things, do you?
Oh, yeah. It's all part of the incentive. They get to spend a couple of months working on them, fixing them up, and if at the end of 2 months they manage to stay out of trouble, then they get to have a go in a real circuit.
I can think of a few of the lads at Sunhill who mind having a go in one of these.
Yeah? We'll get them to come down. I could always use an extra pair of hands.
You wouldn't like to take a couple of my kids off me hands for a fortnight, would you?
Send them over. We always encourage kids that haven't been in trouble to come along. It helps dispel the idea we're just rewarding those that have.
Yeah?
Same with the canoes. If they behave themselves, they get to have a go.
Rather you than me.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure we could squeeze you into a canoe, Mr. Lyons.
No, I'm talking about spending all day with young offenders.
They're not all young offenders, and those that have paid the price. We all make mistakes, Mr. Lyons. You going to the game?
Might try and get to the second half, if we're finishing time.
Yeah? Well, I might see you down there. I'm refereeing the match.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. Come on, lad, on your feet.
All right, Thomas.
All right. It's all yours.
Right. Let's get off to Sunhill, then.
Anywhere's better than this place.
No one's twisting your arm, Thomas. You don't have to come here every day if you don't want to.
Let's go.
Kadicki made the offer to take part in this mediation at his trial.
Probably trying to influence the judge. Get a lighter sentence?
You see, I didn't know it taken into consideration.
Well, it's not supposed to be. But Faced by an offender appears to be genuinely sorry for what he done. Judges are easily swayed.
When was the trial?
2 or 3 months ago.
See, it doesn't explain why he's still prepared to go through with it.
He's managed to get himself a place on some scheme.
Yes, Canley Youth. Some of our lads are playing them at football this afternoon.
Thought you'd be in the football team.
Got to do this, haven't I? I didn't know I'd have to do it on the same day as football.
Could have changed your mind. This is entirely voluntary, you know. Please.
Said I'd do it.
At least you got your priorities right.
They wouldn't let me play if I backed out now anyway.
After you.
Hey, Dave. Which is the one tried whacking you with that piece of 2x4?
Gardner, one in a green jacket.
We'll have him in the first 5 minutes. Steve.
Sarge?
Conway's here. Sarge. They're the hooligans, we're the police officers. Sarge.
DC Carver, innit?
Ian King, right?
Yeah. Surprised you remember.
Well, I'll never forget a face, especially one I've nicked. Selling crack on the Jasmine Allen, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. Any other faces look familiar?
Not particularly. Why?
Might have sat for you.
There you go. Nervous? Well, it's understandable.
Wasn't nervous before. In court and that.
You knew what you were doing then. This is uncharted territory. For both of us.
You never done this before either?
No. It's not really part of my job.
So why are you doing it?
Because I believe there's more to being a policeman than just arresting people. Why are you doing it?
Right thing to doing it?
Yes, it is, if you're doing it for the right reasons. You won't be doing Mary Ablett any favours agreeing to this mediation just because of what you might get out of it.
There's nothing in it for me, is there?
I don't know, you tell me. What's the scheme like?
It's all right.
Is that all you got to say about it?
Yeah.
King didn't say who.
Just said that someone was expecting a delivery during the match.
Taking a bit of a chance, aren't they, with us lot around?
Sure it's not a wind-up?
Well, yeah. My guess is he's still dealing. He's just trying to eliminate the position.
By pointing us in the right direction.
Well, why doesn't he come straight out and tell us who it is?
He doesn't want to be seen as a grass.
I suppose it's a good business opportunity. All these kids around.
Yeah, well, most of these boys have been in trouble before. I don't suppose buying a bit of blow's going to worry them too much.
All right, thanks, Jim. You better get ready for the game.
We'll have to go on to CID, Andy.
So?
This match was supposed to be a PR exercise. It's rapidly turning into a remake of French Connection.
Tosh, you remember Mary Ablett?
Yes, of course. How are you?
Nervous.
I'm sure you'll be all right.
It's quite normal. There's nothing to worry about. Is Thomas here?
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah? Come on. This way.
Sarge,
Yeah?
this is the kids at the football match.
Anything?
The only other known dealer is Steve Gardner, and there's no love lost between him and King. They used to be rivals in the Jasmine Allen.
What about the others?
Well, I've given a copy to Donna and the CAD room, and they'll let us know if anything else crops up.
Right. Let's get down then, shall we?
Okay.
Thomas, this is Mary. You recognise her?
No.
But you know what you've done to her?
Can't believe he doesn't even remember me.
If you've got something to say, I think it's best if you say it directly to each other. That is why you're here.
I can't believe you don't remember me.
I remember.
Then why'd you say you didn't?
I didn't. Just said I didn't recognise you, that's all. It was dark. Anyway, that all happened months ago.
12.5 months to be precise. It hasn't been that long. Or have you attacked so many women you find it hard to remember them all?
I ain't attacked nobody.
You attacked me!
I think we should start. Mary, do you want to go first? Take your time. Just tell us what happened.
It was dark. Raining. I was annoyed because I couldn't park near the flat and I didn't want to get wet. Even now, I'm terrified if I have to go out at night and it's raining. It sounds silly.
Not at all.
I parked my car. I was locking the door and someone grabbed me from behind. Grabbed my hair.
No, I didn't.
Thomas, you agreed not to interrupt. You'll get a chance to give your version of events in a minute.
You grabbed my hair and put a knife to my throat. I was just terrified. I couldn't move. It seemed like everything was happening slowly, but it was all over so quickly. You said, "Give me your bag." And you grabbed my purse and you pushed me to the ground, and I thought, this is it. At first, I didn't realise you'd gone, and then I felt cold. I was in shock. I just couldn't stop shaking. Sorry, I can't do this.
It's all right.
It's not as easy as you thought it would be, is it?
Nice legs, Mike! Oh! Come on, lad, don't let me down.
Which one's the other dealer?
Steve Gardner, the number 9. Ian Kingswear, number 11.
Right. Got him.
Felt that from here.
You okay?
Yeah, she'll be all right.
Go on, Gary. Go on, Gary. Yeah!
Offside.
What? There's no way I was offside. How much are they paying you?
They don't need to pay me anything, not the way you're playing. Come on, get
You're
on
having
with
a laugh, you are.
Just allowed it.
Offside.
Oh, he's joking.
Touch the ball!
Come on, Reg. It's 3-0. No, all this bending up and down in the goal, man. I don't do my back any good, you know.
I remember what happened. Just don't remember feeling nothing. Except I needed a fix. I was trying to get into one of the parked cars. And then you come round the corner. Saw you driving past. And then I saw you parking your car. So...
How do you feel now? About what you done to Mary?
Sorry.
Is that it? I didn't know you were trying to break into cars and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. I thought you followed me. Or you knew where I lived.
I said I was sorry.
I want you to mean it. I want you to understand what you put me through. The attack was bad enough, but afterwards that was worse. Even after you'd been caught, I kept thinking, what if it's not him, or if they have to let him go? I've spent the past 12 months a virtual prisoner in my own home, and what happened to you? Nothing. They didn't even lock you up.
I'm sorry.
I was a nurse. I had to give up my job because of you. I couldn't work shifts because I was afraid to go out at night. Sorry. It's not enough. Not for what I've been through.
I know what I did was wrong. But I've paid for it. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know how hard it's been for me trying to give up drugs. But every day, someone around is always trying to sell you something. I'm sorry.
Perhaps this might be a good time to take a break. Mary? We'll be just outside.
Wait! Yes! Well done! Well done, Dave! Well done, Sun Hill! Brilliant.
Nice one, Dave.
Sarge,
You know,
Paul Wilson. He's running for Mark Phelan, dealing at Cockcroft.
yeah, I know, Phelan. Could explain why the deal's going down here today. Doesn't like to stray too far from home.
Can't have been easy living on an estate full of dealers, pestering you. Even if you have managed to kick a habit, you have stopped using, haven't you?
Yeah. But it's not just on the estate.
What do you mean? Is someone on the scheme dealing? Who?
Dunno.
Why do you go down there?
It's good fun. All my mates go down there. Anyway, there's nothing else to do. Not if you want to stay out of trouble. That's why I'm doing this. Scala said he'd kick me off the scheme if I didn't.
Oh, referee, that is absolutely diabolical!
You want a word? Are we going to pick him up later?
No. Go and get the little rat.
I feel sorry for him.
Don't feel too sorry for him. Remember what he done to you.
It sounds terrible, but I'm glad it was him that started crying and not me.
You asserted yourself. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Oh, he was pretty upset, though.
And now he knows how it feels. Perhaps he'll remember that next time he thinks of putting a knife to someone's throat.
Oh, my
Oh, Steve.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
What?
You know what?
Get in! Right! Name.
Loxton.
Any more of that and you are off.
He says he doesn't know anything.
You're not going to waste my time, are you? Do you think we've just been sitting here watching the game? Where did you put the gear?
What gear?
It'll take us about 5 minutes to go in there and find it.
It's in one of the kit bags, side pocket.
So who's the buyer?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I was just told to deliver the stuff.
So how did you know which bag to put it in if you didn't know who it was for?
There was a baggage tag tied to the handle.
That should make it easy enough to identify.
I had to take it off. Proof of delivery.
What sort of gear was it?
Cannabis.
Who wanted the proof?
I can't tell you that.
Was it Phelan?
Can we make a deal? I know a lot of people. I know what's going on. I could be useful.
You're not being much use now, are you?
If I give you the name and something else, you know, when I hear something.
Well?
Gears feelings.
Right. I want something else within a week.
I'll do my best.
And your best better be good enough. Because if I have to come looking for you, I'll nick you for this. And I'll tell Phelan, who grassed him up.
Come here.
What's going on?
I was going for the ball.
Of course you were. You're off. Penalty!
Oh, typical. Well, if anyone was going to get sent off, it was bound to be Steve. Exactly, that's what I mean. Typical.
Well done, Steve.
Sorry, sir. Steve, how many times have I heard you say you've got to back up your mates, stick together? How are you going to do that from the sideline?
It's only a game, sir.
But it's a team game.
One, it was important to win. I don't suppose there's much chance of that now.
He's done it! I don't believe it! Reg actually saved it!
You're never going to hear the last of this.
I can't believe it. Well done, Reg!
Mind the offside!
Looking left!
Come on! Good, get up!
Right, Dave. How's it?
No, Sarge, I'm going to have to come off.
Two of you, come on!
We don't stand a chance now. Dave was one of our best players.
You realise they'll sulk for days?
We didn't stand a chance anyway. The ref needs his eyes testing.
Come on, Mike! Out! Out!
Not long to go.
We wait till they get back on the bus and they're ready to leave before we try and find out who's taking delivery, right?
Okay.
No goal! Full time!
What?
You what?
Referee!
Oh, no, lucky. Great game.
Oh well, not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Speak for yourself.
Referee wasn't exactly impartial, was he?
Probably afraid he was going to get doffed up at Canley Youth.
Yeah, well, of course, could have been worse. Fight to save that penalty.
Still lost though, don't we, Reg?
You did all right, Reg. Well done.
Oh well, thanks very much, Miss Comer.
At least you managed to stay on for the full 90 minutes.
Can I help you?
Are you in charge?
Yeah, why?
I'm Detective Sergeant Beach. This is DC Woods, Sunhill Police. I've got reason to believe that someone on this bus is in possession of drugs and we intend to carry out a search.
You must be joking.
Yeah?
You've got to get back.
Yeah, well, it won't take long. Alan, carry on.
You can't do that. These lads have rights, you know. Don't you need a warrant for this sort of thing?
I've got good reason to believe that there are drugs on this bus. That gives me reasonable grounds to carry out a search. I don't need a warrant.
I want to talk to your boss, Mr. Conway.
Yeah, sure. After we've carried out the search.
Sarge.
Right. Whose is this bag? Yours?
No.
Do you know whose it is? Right, see if there's a kit inside. And see what number's on the shirt.
This shirt doesn't seem to have a number, Sarge.
Now, hang on a minute. That's not mine. Somebody set me up. Someone has put that in there. I know nothing about this.
Hey, Josh. Alan, good game. We got a result. Come on.